Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ramon. I'm gonna show you some movies again from my personal physical media collection. And today I want to start with 7 movies from one of my favorite filmmakers, Taiwanese director Hao Xiaoshan, who makes films about everyday people living ordinary lives. And in his films, he observes family life, the lives of people living and working in the city, or the lives of people living in the rural part of Taiwan, in the countryside. He has a very distinct visual style. He's one of the masters of the long take, so he uses a lot of long shots in his works. And just like in the movies of one of his idols, Japanese director Yasuhiro Ozu, his camera tends to be stationary. So there's not a lot of camera movements in his early works up till the films he did in the mid 90s, I guess, because then he changed that. But house films tend to have a very calming and soothing effect on me. Very beautiful movies, sometimes even poetic. This set contains 3 of Howe's early works. His debut feature, Cute Girl, a generic romantic comedy. The Green Grass of Home, about a city teacher who takes up a job in a remote village. And both films star Kenny B. Howe did a third film with Kenny B, but it's not included in this set. And Kenny B at that time was a famous Hong Kong pop singer, and he also pursued a career as an actor. He was very successful. He's very famous nowadays. The third film in the set is The Boys from Fanquay, about 3 young men. They have finished school, they're living in a fisherman's village, and they want to go to the big city to start a new life over there. Yeah, great set. I also own this 20-year-old Asian DVD box set containing 4 of Howe's movies. The first one is another copy of The Boys from Fanquay. And the second film is A Summer at Grandpa's. It's my favorite Howe film. It's about a little boy and his little sister who live in the city. Their mother falls ill. She needs to rest. And that's why they sent the little kids to the countryside to spend the summer with their grandparents. Very beautiful film. This is A Time to Live and A Time to Die, based on Howe's own childhood experiences when his family was moving from China to Taiwan. Beautiful film again. And the last movie in the set is Dust in the Wind, about a young couple living in a mining town. And again, they go to the big city to pursue a life over there. And the seventh Howe film of today is Daughter of the Nile, about a young woman living in the city. Her parents are gone and she has to take care of her siblings, a brother and a sister. And in order to do that, she works 2 jobs, one in the day shift and one in the night shift, to make ends meet. Great film, Daughter of the Nile. Then this is the third in a trilogy by Romero, Day of the Dead. Great film with great special effects by Tom Savini and a fantastic score by John Harrison. This is the third in a trilogy directed by Lau Kar-leung, Disciples of the 36th Chamber. A decent film, but not as good as the first 2 movies. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, Jason Robards in the movie Dream a Little Dream, a teen comedy, but it's partially also a body swap film. A body swap subgenre was very popular in the 80s. This is Dan Aykroyd as a pimp in Dr. Detroit. Also starring in this film is Fran Drescher on the left, the nanny. And this is a 10-part television show that Kieslowski produced for Polish television, the Decalogue. And each episode is based on one of the Ten Commandments or on characters breaking one of those commandments. Very good. When I watched this for the very first time, I had to rent 7 tapes at the video rental store. Yeah. Tom Berenger and Christopher Walken star as mercenaries in The Dogs of War. This is a comedy starring Michael Keaton and Christopher Lloyd, The Dream Team. Great thriller by Philip Noyce, Death Calm, with a fantastic performance by Billy Zane. And this is a wuxia film, Duel to the Death, based on Chinese legends and myths. Swordplay film by, and I have to take a peek, Tony Ching Shu Tong. And he also directed a Chinese Ghost Story. Then 2 one-man shows by Eddie Murphy. This is Delirious. And I also own Raw. This was a low-budget horror hit by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell, The Evil Dead. But I prefer the sequel. Well, basically, it's a sort of remake, Evil Dead Part 2. Sammo Hung's Hong Kong take on movies like Kelly's Heroes and The Dirty Dozen, Eastern Condors, also starring Jun Bio, and a sci-fi movie for kids directed by Joe Dante, Explorers, with River Phoenix and a very young Ethan Hawke. William Hurt and Sigourney Weaver star in a thriller by Peter Yates, Eyewitness. And Donald Sutherland is a spy and ruthless killer in Eye of the Needle, film directed by Richard Marquand, who did Return of the Jedi. This is John Boorman's take on the King Arthur legend, Excalibur, starring Helen Mirren and Gabriel Byrne. And this is Walter Hill's action crime film Extreme Prejudice with Nick Nolte and Powers Booth. Chuck Norris stars in Steve Carver's action movie An Eye for an Eye. This is the UK DVD. And I also own the Dutch DVD. Also starring in this film are Richard Roundtree and Christopher Lee. And a drama by Spielberg starring John Malkovich and a very young Christian Bale. This is Empire of the Sun. Here we have James Glickenhaus' The Exterminator, action exploitation film starring Robert Ginty. Beautiful drama by David Lynch, The Elephant Man, starring Anthony Hopkins and John Hurt, is in my collection. Action adventure film Eddie Makin's Run with Kirk Douglas and John Schneider. And this one is an underrated Fellini film, E la nave va and the ship sails on. Franco Nero stars as the White Ninja in Menachem Golan's Enter the Ninja. This one is very famous, E.T., Dutch DVD. So own a Blu-ray of Spielberg's film. When I was a kid, I preferred the low-budget Mac and Me over E.T. Edge of Sanity, in which Anthony Perkins plays Jekyll and Hyde, but in this case, Mr. Hyde is also Jack the Ripper. Edge of Sanity. Great comedy with Tim Robbins, John Cleese, and I think Mickey Rooney stars in this one, Eric the Viking. A forgettable sci-fi comedy starring Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. This is Earth Girls Are Easy. And Dennis Quaid and an unrecognizable Louis Gossett Jr. star in Enemy Mine, filmed by Wolfgang Peterson, and a remake of John Boorman's Hell in the Pacific. This is a French DVD of an entertaining horror flick, Evil Speak, with an actor with a very recognizable face. I like him very much. Clint Howard, the brother of Ron Howard. And last but not least, Jim Varney in the holiday classic Ernest Saves Christmas. I hope you enjoyed, guys, and tune in next time. Goodbye.